So the core of it is to unravel, reveal, to heal. And to unravel the layers of what life wraps you in, right? You get wrapped up into childhood trauma, you have to keep going. You get wrapped up into high school heartbreak, you got to keep going. You get wrapped up into so many things where you never take time to really unravel it. It may be hard, but that's life. You're going to learn, you're going to journey. Welcome to the Authentic Exchange podcast. I am your host, Gomillion, and today I finally get to introduce you all to the very thing that God created through me. I wanted to first jump in with introducing myself. We're going to talk about what the podcast is about, what to expect. I know right now you're probably like, why are you by yourself? It's only because I'm introducing such a thing. And then, of course, you all can expect guests. Many people create podcasts to talk to people, but honestly, it's really God talking to me. I've created this more so in a journey of wanting to find answers and wanting to seek change and really get to know who I am. So without further ado, I want to introduce myself fully and why I did such a thing and what to expect within the podcast. As I've mentioned, I am Gomillion. My actual name is Tashayla, but now that we are family, you all can call me T for short. I came to God in a time of, what's the better word? I came to him in a broken stage, right? I backslid and I wasn't really seen in pleasing God from having sex, smoking weed, had an abortion. I mean, the list of things go on. And I wanted to really know, like, who am I, right? We always search for purpose, a plan. What is God calling us to do? And I got tired of just running and searching. It goes back into basically, even with my father, my parents growing up, not really knowing what they saw in me. And so I had to seek the Father to get that revelation. So the Authentic Exchange was honestly birthed in a time of brokenness. I came to God in surrender, throwing my hands up to him, asking him, like, why me, Lord? Why did I have to go through foster care? Why did I have to go through my parents separating, my dad being on crack cocaine? I mean, the list of traumas and experience kept going on and on. And God really took me through revelation with reading his word of how he basically exchanged certain things for his glory. So receiving the beauty for the ashes, the joy for the mourning. And then what really stood out to me was God exchanged his only begotten son, as we all, say and know, but he gave it with exchange for nothing. He gave the best thing to us in exchange for our sins. And that's what really woke me up to realize, like, all of this in life is an exchange. We're all going through something in hopes that something will come glorious out of it. And so you're probably wondering, what does the authentic exchange mean to me and what can I expect from it? And so I wanted to go over those notes because I had to write them down. So what the authentic exchange means to me is authentic. When you look it up, is genuine, raw, uncut, and real. It's you at your very core of who you are. And of course, exchange defined means exchanging things as a trade. You give something to get something back in hopes that it's equal of or of greater value. And within that, I have been exchanging myself, telling my testimony, telling where I'm going and what God has created within me in hopes that he will take the pain that I'm experiencing to get glory and to also I can receive the healing. So I have a few questions that I want to answer in regard to the Authentic Exchange podcast. The first question is, why this podcast amongst the others? The honesty is, on this podcast, you can expect authentic conversations, guests that's going to be very transparent, and even myself. Like I said before, me sitting in this seat today is just my surrendered yes. It's me saying, Lord, I trust you, and I'm going to mess up. I'm going to do it vulnerable. I'm going to do it when I don't understand. I'm going to do it scared. But within doing it, I hope someone else receives that to know that it's okay to make mistakes along the journey, because as we're going through life, of course, God's exchanging something for something else. And so that's what to expect, or why I personally did it. The second question is when. When to expect the podcast, of course, is going to be prayerfully, God willing, every Thursday. Of course, it will be on YouTube. I'm going to show reels on Instagram and, of course, on TikTok. The how I'm going to do it is just coming in as myself. I had a script, as you all could see, but it was going as a fail. So that just lets me know, come as your authentic self. Speak about what's on your heart. Have real conversations with real people, and give yourself the space and the grace to grow into what God has called me to do. More than anything, my prayer for this podcast is that you all not only just see my face and say, oh, face, but actually hear my heart, hear my transparency, hear my vulnerability, hear my cry out to God for help. I don't want to look at anybody as less than as I talk to the camera or talk to you all, but more so as I'm in the same seat as you all. I may be on this beautiful white chair in this beautiful setting, but in reality, as you all can kind of notice, I'm searching just like you are. I need to heal from an abortion, dad being on crack cocaine, mom being verbally abusive, heartbreak, molestation, the list of things go on and on. So the core of it is to unravel, reveal, to heal, and to unravel the layers of what life wraps you in, right? You get wrapped up into childhood trauma, you have to keep going. You get wrapped up into high school heartbreak, you got to keep going. You get wrapped up into so many things where you never take time to really unravel it, to expose the wound, to heal the wound. The podcast has been on my spirit for years. I started off with Facebook and I'm like, God, people are engaging, but it's just not it. So I wanted a more comfortable setting to really just say, Lord, here I am. I mean, I'm at my wit's end. Here I am. And so I bought the package and I said, I'm going to do it. Scared, nervous, teary-eyed, broken, but I'm going to do it. I want people to walk away with courage, to know that you don't have to look like what you've been through. You don't have to stay in the layers of life. You can let go of the death linen of the trauma and not be bitter and be broken and be crying like I am on camera, but really get to like, who am I? What's my purpose on this earth? Like, I wasn't born into the earth just to exist. I was born here to do something. And what is that something? It's to help others along the way, like young children I see who's going through the same story. I always try to encourage them. Like, you got this. It may be hard, but that's life. You're going to learn, you're going to journey. But there's flowers within it all. Like, don't wait until it's too late or settle for anything in acceptance of that this is just who I am. I'm bitter because my mom did this or my dad did that. I want them to truly know, like, I'm somebody with a name. I'm not a hashtag. I'm not a news article. I'm not a statistic. That everyone has a purpose here. It's all a matter of getting to the core of that. Like, who are you before that happened? You had a dream inside of you when you were little, whether it was painting, singing, acting. Like, before someone discouraged or said you weren't anything, what did you want to do? And what did you feel in your heart to do? And why are you not doing that now? It's emotional because I'm in front of a camera and I'm exposing myself. I'm actually revealing. I'm unraveling to reveal this girl too is, hurting. People think, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, I would have never known your dad currently right now is on crack cocaine." Like, they would have never known because I don't share it aloud, but it's like, enough with that. Enough with all the masking, enough with all the hiding. Like, let's come out of hiding and get to the light and really show, like, it's okay and it's going to be okay. People can expect raw, real authenticity. They can expect laughter. They can expect to have some tissue, some snacks. Basically, just seeing everyone who comes on here just being themselves and really just going back to the drawing board of, let me take aside what the society says about me. I have to look a certain way. I have to dress a certain way. I have to go get body surgery. I have to do all this to fit in. Like, what does it look like to stand out and just really bask in, this is who I am and this is who I've always been. And I'm going to embrace that and welcome the world to who I am and not what they expect of me. Everyone can expect to hear the podcast every Thursday. There's no time limit yet, but I do intend to release every Thursday, as I am, working with Amazing Studio and just doing my needed work to get there. So everyone can find me on Instagram at The Authentic Exchange. That's the.AE.podcast. And then also on YouTube and TikTok, the same handle, the.AE.podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you all next time.